Let There Be Tigers by Sara Corris. I'm not thinking about you, Ian. I haven't spent this sleepless night playing How Soon Is Now on a continuous loop and alternately missing you so much it makes my chest ache and wanting you here so I can scream at you until my throat bleeds. I check whether anyone's gotten back to me on my manuscript. Nada. If I get my book published, he'll like me again. Wanna fuck me and stuff. Or at least talk to me. I'm sitting on the couch with Greg from Tinder when my flatmate Kay staggers in with some dude I've never seen before, equally pissed. Kay drops to her knees and begins undoing the guy's jeans. "Oi, Kay, you can't do that here," I shout. Kay looks up, looks over, and groans. Taking her man by the crotch with her right hand, Kay uses her left to open the hallway closet. Still on her knees, she shuffles into the closet, dragging him along. Greg and I stare as Kay closes the closet door behind them. Sounds issue forth. "I should be going," Greg says, rising to his feet. I follow him. "Didn't you bring a coat?" "Yeah, but it's..." Greg's eyes drift to the closet, whose doors are rhythmically bulging out. "It's okay." "You sure?" I ask. "It's snowing." "Work the balls, shouts a voice from the closet. "It's fine," Greg tells me. Greg never returned for his coat. I Google Ian's name, but there's nothing. Ian's very careful about his online presence. His social media accounts are private and purely for creeping on others. Ian never posts anything himself. Worries over what mom or dad might see plague his waking hours. We don't have people in common. No one I could ask for Ian updates without seeming stalkery. "Children aren't responsible for the things they say and do in their night terrors," my sister Gina wails. My terrifying nephew, Jeremy, has been evicted from another sleepover party. I don't know why, and I don't dare ask. I look over Gina's shoulder and see 12-year-old Jeremy seated at the family computer, his Google search for "Can you survive being skinned alive?" visible on the ginormous monitor. In the monitor's reflection, I see Jeremy seeing me, seeing his search results. He locks eyes with me and grins. "Maybe you could talk to him, Rose," Gina pleads. I try to suppress a shudder and fail. "I'm gonna borrow me that, sis." We don't speak for 2 weeks. It's 4 a.m. and I'm Googling plot synopses for Rambo films. Don't ask me how or why. This isn't living. Please, God, please let him come back to me. I just want to be with him again. I don't care about anything that's happened. I love him so fucking much. And if he's really never coming back, please taketh away his genitals in a bicycling accident. "You can't want both those things at once," Gina says when I tell her about my prayer. Of course I can. If you want horrible things to happen to him, it isn't love, Rose. I'm quiet for a long time. Then, that isn't true at all. "No shit," I say to a stranger by the punch bowl. "You grew up German-American in New York City? That must have been rough." "What do you mean?" he demands. I shrug. "All the taunting, go tie your shoelaces and Nazis, you Teutonic piece of shit, etc. You know how children are." "No one says that." "Sure they do, I do." "I'm gonna find the toilet," he mutters. Christ, I hate parties. I go searching for Kay, but she finds me first. "This is the lamest party ever," she says, "and I attended the Donner party." Kay is a ghost. "Seriously? What was that like?" "Honestly, better food than this." I shudder. California blows. California blows uncircumcised D, Kay agrees. Our hostess overhears us. Can you not talk like that? You never know who's uncircumcised or from California. Relax, smegma breath. We were just leaving, Kay tells her. Thank you for a magical night, I add. I realized later that I'd seen yellow daffodils at the party. The daffodils hadn't immediately reminded me of Ian like they normally would. This in no way feels like progress. It feels like something's being taken from me. How was the party? Gina asks the next day. Desultory, like my entire existence. She pats my shoulder. It's gonna happen for you, Rose, I promise. We're interrupted by throaty cackling from the couch where Jeremy is napping. There is no wrong end of an axe, fools, mutters the still slumbering Jeremy. I clear my throat. Do you see your whole sitch as #life goals or something? 3 weeks pass before Gina's speaking to me again. I match with a cop on Bumble and propose a meetup. I cut right to the chase. So, could you hypothetically add a name to the sex offender registry for me? The cop stares. Huh? Don't worry, it's my ex. He's not an actual pervert, I assure him. I'd give you sex and or money. The cop looks nauseous. Even if I wanted to add someone for you, which I don't, I have no idea how to do that. His brow furrows. Do you think the registry is just an Excel spreadsheet or physical binders with handwritten lists of names? There's no call for snottiness, I reply. I'm not thinking about you, Ian. I haven't spent this sleepless night playing New Dawn Fades on a continuous loop and alternately aching to do unspeakable things to your body in a sexy times way and aching to do unspeakable things to your body in a Saw franchisey way. That is an objectively hot man, I tell Kay, as we watch my favorite Jeffrey Dahmer gifs. Considering that courtroom lighting is some of the harshest lighting. Agreed, says Kay. Plus, you know he clears 6 feet, judging by all these mugshots. That's the great thing about mugshots, I say. His height is there for all the world to see. You can't trust a dude's height on his driver's license because it's self-reported. Licenses lie. Mugshots, never. The sex wouldn't be great, Kay muses. Pussy being the one part of the human body Dharma didn't eat. A thought occurs to me. Is all this cannibal talk triggering for you, given your Donner party experience? Nah, that's not where I died or anything, Kay says. I was the first one to jump on the cannibalism train. I think that's what saved me. We weren't even out of regular food yet. Kay eats another dumpling. You ever find yourself in that sitch? Go hard, go early. I'll try to remember, I tell her. Thanks. I actually gained a few pounds. I return to pondering the appeal of tall, incarcerated men. It's a mixed bag, though. Pros, he's empirically over 6 feet tall. Cons, most extant photos of him are mugshots. Kay shakes her head. This is why you're alone. You demand perfection. I Google Ian's name and am momentarily excited when I find a recent review of a Thai restaurant penned by him. But on closer inspection, it proves to be a different Ian C. Why do you think Ian's so great, Kay asks. The sex was bad, was not. Please, says Kay. Watching you two copulate made me yearn for Thrones' Battle of Winterfell episode, because at least then I couldn't see a goddamn thing that was happening. That is rude on so many levels, I tell her. I check for any word on my manuscript. Nothing. How am I going to convince Ian I'm a funny, interesting person worth knowing if I can't get published? It's 3 a.m. and I'm Googling all of Ian's friends and family. The results tell me nothing about Ian. I fall asleep and dream about him. It's a very dull dream. Do you know the story about the lady and the tiger, I ask? No, replies Dream Ian. There's a princess and her lover. They're found out by her dad, the king. The lover's punishment? He'll be in an arena, the whole court watching. There are 2 doors. Behind one is a beautiful lady. Behind the other is a tiger. The lover must choose a door. If he picks the door with the lady, a lavish wedding takes place immediately. If he picks the tiger, well, guess. But the princess knows what's behind each door, and she and her lover have a signal. When the moment arrives, she will give the signal, telling her lover which door to pick. The day comes. The lover, without an instant's hesitation, opens the door his beloved has signaled. But what he doesn't know is the princess has been agonizing over which door to signal. For days, she has gone back and forth, unable to decide which fate will be the more unbearable for her to witness. The reader never learns which door she signaled. What's brilliant about that story is it shits on love either way. Because even if she chooses the lady, the fact she could seriously ponder the options at all, that is an accurate representation of love. Which would you choose? Kay asks. I don't know, I confess. But whichever one I picked, I'd spend the rest of my life wishing I chose the other one. It happens when I'm waiting for a Tinder date at a dive bar. Hi, Rose. The blood rockets to the top of my head, then goes zooming down to my toes and back up again. Hi, Ian, I reply. You look good, he says. Thanks, I got really into running after you left. I just ran all the way across the country, then I turned around and ran back home, then I did it again and again. Is this a Forrest Gump thing, he asks. Yeah, you're Jenny in this scenario dealt a fatal combo with God's wrath and AIDS on account of friend-zoning Forrest and being a slut machine your whole tragic life. I hate that movie. Oh, it is wildly offensive. Tom Hanks is mad overrated. I've missed you so fucking much, I sobbed. Can we maybe... So I'm seeing a person, Ian says. No, not that. Please, not that. Oh, wow, I say as I struggle to breathe and not cry and not puke. Wow, damn. You didn't waste any time getting back out there. It's been over a year, Rose. And how long have you been seeing her? He sighs. 5 or so months. Ah, I swallow with effort. Is it serious? I don't know, Ian mumbles. He stuffs his hands in his pockets and stares at his feet. But kind of, it just flows better. Things are easy, we like doing the same things. Yeah? She enjoys drinking beer and pushing rope? Ian straightens. Good seeing you again. All the best. He turns and walks away. The moment I've been waiting for. And that's it. That's all there was. Later, when I'm hammered, I text him. Send me a pic of your penis, please. I could use a laugh. I try sending follow-up texts, but discover he's blocked me. I can't go through this again. I can't spend months or years waiting to maybe run into him, maybe when he's feeling differently and missing me. I know that, but I don't know how to not do that. It isn't fair. I was nothing to him. This can't be how it ends. 2 days after seeing Ian, I hear from my agent. There's a publisher for my book, and they're already optioning the film rights. I I demand inclusion of a dedication in both the book and film. To my muse, Ian C. of Seneca, NY. Now, when you Google Ian's name, you get hundreds of results relating to my book-turned-film, I Squirt on Your Corpse, Day of the Bitch. Ian C., my muse, my inspiration.